What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, as well as some interesting news about stimulus checks coming after the third stimulus check. Multiple articles about that today, brand new information that has just hit, along with the latest details on the third stimulus check package and third stimulus check coming out. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates. We also cover on this channel mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security increases, student loan forgiveness, the child stimulus checks that are in this third stimulus check package that are $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. Those are going to come in monthly increments of $250 to $300 per month direct deposited to your bank account per child you have. Also, if you can, hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. Today is National Caregiver Day, and I want to thank the over 53 million Americans that care for somebody else in this world. So thank you so much. National Caregiver Day sounds like a really nice day. The U.S. has now officially rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement, which former President Donald Trump had taken us out of, and now current President Biden has now placed us back in there. The U.S. on Friday officially rejoined the Paris Agreement after former President Donald Trump withdrew from the deal. On his first day in office, President Biden signed an executive order that would set the country on track to rejoin the global accord. But it took 30 days for the country to formally re-enter. John Kerry says, "We know that just doing Paris is not enough." Well, that's what she said. If every country delivered, we'd see a warming planet Earth. I'm not sure if that's the best quote for John Kerry to say, but well, he said it. Addressing the real threats from climate change and listening to our scientists is at the center of our domestic and foreign policy priorities. Under the Paris deal, the world countries agree to attempt to limit the planet's warming to less than 2 degrees Celsius below pre-industrial levels, with the further goal of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees. The Trump administration previously pulled out of this agreement, arguing that it was burdensome for businesses and workers. But Biden has stressed that the opportunity for jobs as the country moves forward towards clean energy. He has also argued that the climate change is among several crises the country currently faces. Next up is White House presidential advisor to Joe Biden on the third stimulus check package.
Joining me now from the White House lawn is Cedric Richmond, senior advisor to President Biden, director of the White House Office of Public Engagement, and many viewers may recognize him, of course, as also the former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. A lot of expertise in both branches of government. I understand you were meeting late in the day with President Biden. Thank you for making time for us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the COVID relief that is on everyone's mind. In your new role, you have your eye on some of your old colleagues. Does this plan get passed the way the president wants it? What's on your mind this week?
Yes, we think this plan is going to get passed. A lot of it is going to be because of the hard work that the president and vice president putting in articulating the need for this plan to members of Congress, but also because the public is so vocal about the need for it. And the fact that we need it right now, we shouldn't wait, we shouldn't delay. And I think that that is having a big effect. The public support for it will help us get it through.
House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said yesterday that a vote is imminent in the U.S. House of Representatives on the third stimulus check package, and they will be voting on it as soon as the Congressional Budget Office is done reviewing the third stimulus check package that does have $1,400 checks for all adults earning less than $75,000, $1,400 checks for all children this time around also, and $1,400 checks for adult dependents and college student dependents this time around who didn't even receive the first and second stimulus check. There's no word on yet when we should be getting the final bill probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, possibly today, depending on how quickly they release it, where we might be able to go through a lot more of those details. But we don't have any words yet on whether adult dependents might receive the first and second stimulus check yet, and also if child support, who is going to receive the check if child support is due. So basically, for an individual earning less than $75,000, you will receive the full $1,400 stimulus checks and $1,400 stimulus checks for your children and your dependents. That, if you're a single filer, goes to $99,000 will be the final cutoff. After that, you will not receive a stimulus check. However, if you're a single filer and a head of household, it goes from $112,500, $112,500 will be the starting point for the income cutoff, and that will go to $150,000. If you're a couple, it starts at $150,000, so anything below $150,000, you will receive the full income, and that goes to $200,000. After that, your stimulus checks will be cut off. There's also included in this stimulus check package a $3,600 per child tax credit increase, which is actually going to be paid to you in the form of monthly payments. So if you have children under the age of 6, it will be $3,600 for children under the age of 6, or $300 per month. $300 times 12 is $3,600. For children over the age of 6 through 17, will receive $3,000 or $250 per month. There's also a possibility that this will pay a 6-month one lump sum, as this is not expected to go live for a couple months, even though they'll be passing this in the next few days in the third stimulus check package. It's going to take them some time to get this procedure underway for the IRS, because they have to basically build a whole new system. And well, if you have any delays in your first or second stimulus check, you know that they have delays just sending out regular stimulus checks. So it's going to take them a couple months to be able to get these out, which is why they're expected to send them out in July, even though they'll be passing now, which is why you actually might get January through June, the first 6 months of this year, paid in a one lump sum. So for children over the age of 6 would be $1,500 paid all at once. And then after that, $250 per month, possibly. We don't know about the one lump sum yet, but this is a possibility. The other thing is, for children under the age of 6, again, half of your $3,600 would be $1,800 paid in a one lump sum, and then $300 per month after that for children under the age of 6. This is per child, okay, per child. So if you have 5 children, even if they're all over the age of 6, you're looking at $3,000 per child, which is $15,000 on top of the $1,400 stimulus checks. This is $1,400 plus the child tax income credit increase, which is basically a child stimulus check. So $1,400 plus $3,000 for children over the age of 6, $4,400 total. And if your children under 6, you're looking at $1,400 plus $3,600, or $5,000 per child. The Biden administration says that this will reduce childhood poverty by 54% in the United States. Also, we have multiple articles and headlines out today about the next stimulus package, known as the infrastructure package or the Build Back Better package, which is already being discussed. It has already been announced, and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki mentioned it yesterday in her audio only press conference, which was pretty bizarre that there was no video on it. But basically, she says they're already working on the 4th stimulus package, I guess we'll call it, after that. There's actually been 5 packages passed, but we go 3rd stimulus check package because, well, 3 of them had stimulus checks. The other ones had money for like small businesses and SNAP and EBT and different other things in there. Obviously, we know this is the 3rd stimulus check, so we call it the 3rd stimulus check package. We'll call that one the 4th stimulus package. There likely will be multiple different provisions in there for stimulus also. The White House calls this Biden's second economic plan. And, well, as I said, this is just the first stimulus package under the Biden administration, the 3rd stimulus check package. There is more to come, as they're literally already writing the bill in the background because, well, if you've been following this channel, you'll know that writing these 5,000 plus page bills takes a lot of time. It can't just be passed on the first day of office, even though that is kind of what some people were maybe led to believe by these politicians. Well, but yeah, these bills take time. So they're already writing the 4th stimulus package now so that they can get it done quickly after the 3rd stimulus check package passes. And honestly, this just goes along with what President Biden has said, that there will be stimulus checks and stimulus packages until the pandemic is over. And this goes right along with both Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and the previous Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin from the Republican side, along with almost any economist you talk to, say that interest rates are near an all-time low right now, and now is the time to spend money. Spending money will actually take us out of this depression or this recession a lot faster, as opposed to the 4 years it took from the 2008 2009 recession to get employment back to normal. We don't want to wait 4 more years when the pandemic is over to then get back to normal. So, spending money now, economists say, will actually pay for itself. So, for example, just as an example, $1.9 trillion dollars in this package. Spending that now will actually cost us nothing later on, because it'll bring our GDP, it'll bring our jobs, it'll bring our economy back to normal quicker, which will make $1.9 trillion dollars or more in theory. But honestly, almost all economists say now's the time to spend money because one, we're in a recession. We've proved that spending our way out helps as opposed to leaving the American people hung out to dry, American businesses with no help at all. Imagine how bad everything would be if they hadn't passed 5 stimulus packages at this point, and we're working on the sixth one, 3 of which had checks. We've had unemployment bonuses all throughout here of anywhere from $300 per week to $600 per week. We've had mortgage and rental assistance, of which is still going out right now. And I mean, we've had SNAP and EBT increases. We've had stimulus checks. We've had the child tax credits coming out now. I mean, they have actually passed trillions and trillions of dollars of stimulus. Imagine if none of that existed. And honestly, that's how it was back in 1929 when we had the crash. And it basically took us 10 years or more to get back to normal because government stimulus really wasn't a thing back then. I mean, yeah, the government spent it, but they didn't pass multi billion and trillion dollar stimulus packages like they do now. And I think that actually poses a really good opportunity for stock investors and 401ks and pensions going forward, because if you remember the March lows when the pandemic hit, the stock market dropped like a rock, and then it came back very quickly. You can actually see right here on a graph of the S&P 500. This was right before the pandemic hit, February 17th, right here on this top part of the graph. The S&P 500 was at 3,300 and literally just dropped completely to 2,300. So it dropped by like about 35% there in one shot, literally within a month. But you see, it shot back up very, very quickly because they passed the first stimulus check package and then continued to pass more packages. And we are now at an all-time high, even though we're in a pandemic. So this actually helps out the economy a lot better than most people think, because pensions, 401ks, savings, retirement funds, annuities, a lot of those are tied to the stock market or directly in the stock market. If the stock market was crashed, it would be a lot worse than if it wasn't. In addition to this, it helps out businesses, people, employment, jobs, and everything else. So the government has basically set a precedence that now, whenever we get in hot water economically, such as the 2008 2009 crisis, where we've seen the first kind of like steps of large stimulus from the government. And then this time around with the pandemic, they spent way more money in stimulus than they did back in '09. Way more. I mean, we're talking multi times more. That the government is now prepared to spend stimulus. And honestly, governments across the entire world are doing this. We've spent about half of what other first world countries have spent based on their population and GDP. So, based on other countries' sizes, a lot of other first world countries have actually spent more money than us. Notably, Canada, who spent $2,000 per month for their residents during the pandemic. So, we still have quite a ways to go. It's not like we're outspending every country in the world based on the size of our GDP and based on the size of our country. So, President Biden says there's plenty more to come. This is just their first package. And well, because Mitch McConnell no longer controls the Senate, they can pass these bills completely on their own. We know, of course, they've taken a little bit of time, which is why they're working on the next stimulus package now so that it won't take several months to pass. They start working on it now, maybe get a month under their belt now so that they can get this done faster and continue working on stimulus checks and stimulus packages until this pandemic is over. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live with new updates on the third stimulus check, as well as the other things like mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security increase of $200 per month, student loan forgiveness, and everything else that is in the third stimulus check package. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.